discussing Hope is Now, and we're going to discuss on this segment, where do we even start with the dangers of putting trust in man? I guess the Psalms are a great place to start. Put not your trust in powerful people. They cannot help you. Human help, for the most part, is useless. What good are they? Man is only dust. Here today, gone tomorrow.
I think, you know, when we look at it from the stance of not putting our trust in man, I don't think God is telling us don't have any faith in people, but don't put our absolute trust in people, because absolute trust belongs to God.
Amen.
People are frail. They're human. They cannot, there's not times where they may fail you, not intentionally, but sometimes they fail you because they just aren't able to be in the moment with you.
Yeah.
Even our families, you know, a lot of times I see families break down in that arena when there are different things going on because the other family member just can't be with them in that moment. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be, but there are times when our lives can be just so distraught that we can't be there for each other like we want to.
It's because the distraught. Let's talk about the distraught lives. It's like I've told you on Atlanta Live. People today don't need help. They need miracles.
Yes, they do.
And because what people are suffering today, help don't touch it. I mean, we're talking, no. They've got to have a miracle in their life. Man on his best day is not going to be able to do that for them.
Yeah, and the miracle starts when you cast your cares. You give your care over to God. And just like Lee's saying, you know, there are situations in marriages where, you know, a couple can't trust the other spouse. Maybe there's been a breach of trust or whatever, and they've lost all hope in that situation. And I think that's when you have to say, God, I don't feel like I can trust this person. They have hurt me time and time again. I've forgiven over and over and over. Right. But I entrust them to you. I put my trust in you. I don't put my trust in that person. I put my trust in you.
I like that.
And I trust you to take care of me.
God says in Proverbs to commit your ways to the Lord, and then you will succeed. That means commit everything. And why should we not depend on man? It took a trumpet so that the walls of Jericho would fall. It took a staff, not a man or a person, but a thing that God anointed to part the Red Sea. Because in Zechariah it says, it's not by my might or my power, but my spirit. And so it's not up to man to do anything. I mean, we can go all the way back to Adam. Adam was the first man that we should not have, couldn't trust because he fell. So we cannot put our hope in man. It has to be in God.
And I think we put our hope in man, we put them on a pedestal. And it's so easy for them to fall, and that all those expectations crumble, which then crumbles the relationship. So that's why God is warning us, do not put our hope in man several times.
On his best day is flesh and bone.
Right.
Yeah. And when you take a look at it too, you're dealing with the fact that God doesn't want us to trust the ways of man. You know, in order for any of our children to have a way or a pathway to God, they have to put our trust in their parents and in us. And so therefore there is a trust that He wants you to have of those that have gone before you. But the issue is that those ways that are found in those people should be the ways of God, not the ways of man. And we have to be able to know Him and so follow Him that we're able to understand the difference between the two.
And He teaches us that if we put our trust in Him, we would never be made ashamed. And I think, you know, that's one of the fundamental things, that no matter what goes on in my life, when I turn to God with my absolute trust in Him, saying to Him, Lord, I'm trusting you. I know things might not, I don't understand it. I'm not sure why this is going this way, but I know you promised me in your word that I'll never be put to shame, you know. And then you grab a hold to Psalms where it says, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, neither his seed begging for bread. So we have to learn how to trust God.
And really what you're saying is so crucial, because you're dealing with the fact that when you follow God, it always looks like something is going to go wrong. Because again, it doesn't make any natural sense. It doesn't make any manly sense. It makes only God sense. And so God, though He's committed to His word, He confirms His word. And so when we allow ourselves to do the God thing in the midst of what looks like it's going to be harm to us, that's why He has to step in, because He's obligated to His word. But we have to be able. He does not lie. But it takes us.
We can trust Him.
But you know, it takes us taking it to the nth degree, though, because sometimes we end up, you know, right when He's going to show up, we end up backing away because it looks like we're going to fall.
He always does it in the 11th hour, and that's what I love about right now.
How many people give up on the brink of a miracle?
That's right, and it makes me think that's the brink of where America is right now. As we're going into Jubilee celebrations, it looks like the world is dark and that God's not going to do anything. But if we trusted man, we'd be a mess going and we'd leave a a legacy of a mess. But I believe there's still hope for us because we trust in God.
One thing I've had to do when I get in a really dark, I've been through some dark things, lost all hope, felt like nothing was ever going to work out right in my life ever again. I think we've all probably been there at one point. One thing I have done is the Bible talks about write the vision down, make it plain upon tables, and they that read it may run with it. And so you got to have a vision. You got to have, that's why I think vision boards are so critical and so important for you to have, cut out pictures of what you want your life to look like and take that in your prayer place and begin to pray and ask God, Lord, I want to see my family happy. I want to be prosperous. I don't want to be sick. I want to be well. Put things like that inspire you in your spirit, and you can pray, and that helps infuse you with that hope to move from a place of despair to a place.
Well, what's happening, Rebecca, there's too many people that are so busy, and the lifestyles are just so fast-paced now. They're lucky to find 5 minutes to pray.
Wow.
To scoop out 5 minutes to pray.
I don't buy that. I think we got.
They do what they want to do.
I think
people do what they want to do.
Yes, we got plenty of time to do social media, to watch TV, to eat.
Well, the thing is, find. You can't say, well, I'm going to, if I find time. And that, you have to make time. You have to decide that the time is first.
I want to spend time with the Lord. I want to be blessed.
But there's an author that I've read behind quite a few times. She has a few different books. And one thing that she said, based on what you were saying a few minutes ago, is that when I am full of faith, when I'm encouraged, when God is just all over the place, I go and I write down everything that I really want to do and believe in. And so that when the times come when I have no hope, I just go do what I wrote down.
Refer back to.
What did God tell you to do? So hang on to what God gave you as a vision.
When we return, we're going to be discussing our blessed hope. Stay with us.